Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Josh. So today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price in the next few weeks. I think the Bitcoin price will rise to $40,000 very soon. We're talking about not months, we talk about just weeks. And also guys, before I jump into the contents, I really need your help to grow this channel. So can you drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy the contents? Thank you very much. So let's have a look what's happened last week. The biggest news is still Fed rise interest rate again, despite the stress hitting the banking system. Yes, I can't believe this. Well, I have to believe now. So Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell speaking during a news conference at the Federal Reserve. And yes, after that, boom, the interest rate rise another 0.25%. That's actually a lot. So let's have a look at what's happened on that day. So on that day, if you have a look, so that's the 23rd, you can see the Bitcoin price is traded as $28,000 and it dropped about 10% on the same day. Yes, the interest rate, it is a bad news for the general market. But guess what? Just about 24 hours later, Bitcoin pretty much recovers all its loss and back to $28,000. So at the moment, we trade around $27,000, which is still pretty good. So I'm very confident based on this signal, Bitcoin will rise to $40,000 very soon. So let's have a look at why, right? Let's rewind first to SVB event when the Silicon Valley Bank collapsed 2 weeks ago. What happened at that time, right? So if we go back to here, right, you can see at that time, so the bank collapsed at 10th of March. So the Bitcoin price is traded as around $19,000, right? And after the collapse, after the news, the US government is doing the bailout, right? And the price starts to rise. Well, first of all, the bailout is for the bank, right? The US government definitely, they don't inject the money into the crypto market. So clearly the price is up is because people or the institution, they are buying, right? It is buying. So why they doing that, right? Well, let's have a look. So people, they start to lose confidence of the SVB because you think the SVB is managed by the smartest people, but they do make mistakes. Right? And SVB is losing its liquidity. That's because they're stupid enough to buy the long-term treasury bond, right? And so a centralized managed bank, right? They can make the mistake like this. And if you have a look of the CEO, Greg Baker, he actually got paid $10 million in 2021. I'll imagine he get paid more in 2022. So he should be the smartest people, right, to manage the money, but clearly they failed. So what did people learn from this SVB? What did people learn? Well, I think that's just my own opinion. People stop trusting the centralized bank and they start to picking up the confidence on Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin does not have a central authority. Guys, that's just a recap, right? Everybody knows this, but every now and then still have a rate. The Bitcoin network is peer-to-peer without central servers. And the network is also no central storage. The Bitcoin ledger is distributed. And most important, there's no single admin of Bitcoin. It is decentralized. It is trusted by everybody, right? So let's do a quick summary, right? So when we have the SVB collapse, people start to lose confidence. And once they realize their money is safe because of the US government, they start to buy in somewhere else, right? So let's do a quick summarize. So why BTC price goes up, right? Because people are buying. And why people are buying? Because there's a demand. Why people demand? Sorry. Their money is managed properly and not used elsewhere. And people demand their asset has enough liquidity. If you see this, Bitcoin is the perfect asset class for this. So right, BTC is fully decentralized. It's not managed by a single person or a single entity. So in other words, there's no single point of failure. BTC is entirely built on people's belief, and that is very, very solid. And the second, people demand their asset has enough liquidity. So if you have a look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see the volume is crazy. It's $50 billion, $40 billion a day. This is enough liquidity for this kind of asset, right? So I call this theory, right? This is just my theory, right? People, they start to realize this, and when they claim their money, when they realize their money is safe, right? They start to invest elsewhere. So I call this one demand finds its and supply. So this explains why the BTC price go up so much after the SVB event. You can see it go up from $20,000 all the way up to today. That's 30% on the Bitcoin price. That's a lot of money being pumped, right? So what's next? So that's a question. What's next for Bitcoin? So I think the Bitcoin price is gonna go up further to $40,000. Let's have a look at why. So you have to understand, to reach to $40,000, right? This value, you need to highlight, right? It needs to go up around 40%. 40%. So if you multiply 40% by the total market cap, right? Sorry, let me drag down. Sorry, I can't see that, but that's fine. You need about $250 billion, right, to move the market. You probably don't need that much, right? Because it's not all the coins is for circulation, but you still need a large chunk of money. But why I said it is happening, and it is happening maybe just in weeks. Have a look at the news, right? This is an old statistic, right, for 2022. You'd be surprised, like the US bank's long-term asset, just see my highlight, the long-term asset has dropped $620 billion. So yeah, in other words, people, they withdraw their money, or the institution, they withdraw their money and they invest in something else. Maybe a percentage of this $620 billion actually went to cryptos. You never know, right? And here's another news, right? Nearly $100 billion in deposit pulled from the banks. Official calls system sound and resilient with this quotation. It means, is that true or maybe not, right? And by the way, that is the news after the SVB collapse. So this much of money is pulled out of the bank. So people just spend a fraction of all this money into the crypto. I think the price will go up very, very soon, very, very soon. If you see the chart, right, you can see this pretty much the breaking point, right? When the SVB is down, well, people's confidence actually go up and people's belief actually go up in the Bitcoin, right? So I gave a very bold prediction. If you see another bad news of a bank, a financial institution, it's actually a good news for Bitcoin, because it will go up again. And I can tell you that's not very far away, right? If you read the news, right, you can see the one of the European banks, Deutsche Bank, is actually in a big trouble. And if they collapse, touch wood, right, I think the Bitcoin will go even higher. Okay, guys, that's pretty much everything for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you have any comments, just feel free to leave down below. I'll see you next time.